Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be the episode 2 of the placement series. In this, we will be discussing about the company L&T, that is Larsen and Toubro. So I would suggest you to watch the video till the end so that you don't miss out anything. So without any further delay, let's begin with the video. Okay. So hi Meghna, first of all, thank you for coming in the channel. Yeah. So let's start with the intro of yours first.
I'm Meghna Vaddadi. I'm in my fourth year of study of BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering, and I've spent my entire life in Ahmedabad. So I've completed my entire schooling there, and I've always been very much into science and technology ever since I was a young age. So I've gotten placed at L&T Technology Services this time. So that it was a huge moment for me. And it's a dream company, honestly, when you think about it. L&T, it felt really unreal when I got the news. Yeah.
So first of all, congratulations for getting into L&T. And let me tell you guys, like being from EC core branch, L&T is like a dream company for every core student. So okay, let's start with how was the procedure for it? Like how many rounds were there and all that stuff?
So there was the resume shortlisting, which was done basically just so that they could get all the core branch students there. And after that, there was the online test, which was very intensive, and there was everything in it: electronics, coding, every single thing possible. It was very difficult. I think it was the most difficult test that I've given until now. So it was very difficult, and I was not expecting to get selected, of course. But yeah, so that happened, and then within a few days, I think we got the news for the technical interview. There was just one interview involved. Yeah, that was it, and that was a physical process. So we had to go and give a physical interview. After that, I think there was no other round. It was just they took some time and they declared the results.
Okay. So as you told there were 3 rounds, right? So let's first discuss about the first round, that was the aptitude one, because resume shortlisting is like we simply have to upload it and that stuff goes on, right? First is the aptitude round. So let's talk about that. Like what type of questions were there, and were there any time barrier or any navigation issues, like you can navigate or not? All these things you can elaborate on that part.
So there was one unique thing about this test, which did not allow the candidate to go back to the previous question. So I have not faced that in any test till now. So that was the first one, and I was not prepared for it, because I usually prioritize how to do it. So aptitude first or English first, something like that.
Correct.
But there were very few verbal questions and aptitude questions. There were not many. And there was mostly electronics, and specifically about control systems was there, and of course there were some transistor-based questions and FETs, and energy band diagrams were given, and you had to find out stuff based on that. So all of that was there, and there was a lot of microprocessors. So from the commands to the codes, everything, and there were just randomly questions given that what does this command do? All of that. So there was a lot of microprocessors. I feel like because it was the embedded systems based this thing, so department, so that was the prime focus. And there was embedded C as well, but it was phrased as a normal C++ question or something. So it was fine. It was not very tough. There were, I think, 3 questions in which the code was given, and we just had to find out things like output or some errors or anything. So that was fine. That was fine.
So but, keeping okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah.
No, I was saying keeping the aptitude aside, they were basically more focused on the core subjects, that is like related to the electronics part, right?
Absolutely.
So we have to brush up on that if we really want to get into L&T. Okay, now you can continue.
Yeah. So the aptitude was actually very easy. It was like it was some basic stuff that we have already learned and we have already practiced. like time and work. Those are the few questions that you should know in getting into any aptitude test. So
Correct.
that was fine. But the electronics part was really, I was not expecting that it would be that much in depth, but
Correct.
it was okay. Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah.
Moving to the next round. So what was it? Like it was the technical round, right?
Technical interview, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's
So,
talk about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
the shortlist after the online test was declared within, I think, 2 days of the test. And after that, they gave a solid week for us to prepare. So that was scary in itself, because okay, we had no idea what they're going to ask. And of course, it was not given the job description for which particular role this is. So we were assuming that this is embedded system, but I really didn't feel like I should focus on just microprocessors or something like that. So I wanted to focus more on communication. So I read up about analog and digital communications and digital signal processing. And I had three subjects that I really wanted to prepare. I looked up some sites in which I found out how the interview pattern is. So
Okay.
basically, what I found was that it was overlapping. And this flow of interviewers that they'll start by letting you introduce yourself, and then they'll ask you your favorite subject, and then ask questions
Correct.
about that. Yeah.
Correct.
So I was prepared for it. I was like, I will have three subjects, and I'll put them in my resume, and they'll get to ask only questions from that. So I was pretty prepared for it. I was like, okay, analog and digital communication, digital signal processing, and digital image and video processing. So I focused on those three, and I went with my head straight, absolutely, with all my HR questions prepared as well, because I had no idea what they'll ask. So,
Correct.
but there was a long wait, honestly, because I don't know, there was some problem with the management or something, but there was a long wait. So I could get to hear from everyone around me that how the process is going. And it was bad. Honestly, it was bad. They were asking questions from anywhere, regardless of your favorite subject, regardless of your project, anything at all. Like, tell me what a SPT is, or anything at all. And I am not a very electronics oriented person. I'm a more communications person. So I was very freaked out, and I talked to a few of my seniors, and they told me that last year when L&T came, and they just took one BTech and one MTech student, and I was like, okay, this is not happening. But it was such a dream company for me. I was like, okay, I'm going to give my best whatever happens. So I just went in, and I was expecting him to ask me to introduce myself or something. He was in a bad mood. That is also a huge part of interviews, and that is luck. It depends on which interviewer you get. Honestly, that will make or break the deal for you. And my guy was just done with life. Just done. He was sitting like this when I entered, and he did not even look at me. And he was just, I don't know, he was pissed off about something. I have no idea. And he just told me to sit. He did not even ask me to introduce myself. He just asked me my resume, and I gave it to him. And he's just scanning it like he's angry for no reason. And it was fine. Okay. So he just started asking me about my native place and why I came here to study, and nothing, no technical questions asked at all. Okay, and it was such a bizarre moment because I was just outside before, like 10 minutes ago. I was memorizing the architecture of 8051, and now this guy was asking me why I came, why I left my native place and came here. And then he was asking me questions about the tuition fee. I have no idea what.
Okay.
And
Okay, nothing technical, not even a single question.
No.
Okay,
The
that's
only
interesting.
the only technical question that he asked me was, what project are you working on? So I told him about my minor project, and he asked me a few questions about it. And he still looked angry at me for some reason. I was like, okay, this is not happening. So I was mentally prepared that, okay, I have no expectations from this interview. and I'll just walk away with whatever I just know that whatever I said was positive and it was not disrespectful in any way, even if he did not ask me very good questions. So I felt really discriminated against for some reason. I had no idea why I was not asked technical questions. And I came out of the interview, I think 10 minutes later. And that was it,
Okay.
the 10-minute interview, that's it. And one of my friends, she came out after 45 minutes. And she got
Okay.
asked all kinds of questions, and her resume was kept, everything was done, and like she had it in the bag. And I was prepared to go home after that. I was just going to grab lunch and go out. So that was it. So I went home. I was not expecting anything, and I was busy preparing for other companies. And
Companies. Okay.
yeah, and one day the result just randomly comes, and my name is there, and I have not even checked
Boom.
the email. Yeah, I'm not checking my mail. I'm having my lunch. I was sick that day, and one of my friends, she called me and she told me your name is there. What's a getting? Yeah, what? That is so crazy. And yeah, I feel like there was something that they wanted already. So they took care of it. They were like, all right, we are going to select these people. And
Correct.
he basically asked me HR questions. So I feel like they wanted to see the HR side more. And that was what
So
I took from there.
basically, it is very much on your luck ki what kind of interviewer you are getting. Like as you told ki your earlier friends were literally like asked about the core questions related to that, and on the other hand you got just managerial questions regarding HR. So it's a luck factor also that comes into
Absolutely.
play when it comes to the placement part, right? Okay, so this was the complete placement procedure.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me one thing, some tips that you would be giving about the resume part.
Yeah.
Because as you told ki your interviewer only just saw your resume, right?
Hmm.
And so that means it plays a vital role when it comes to the
Absolutely.
placement part. So
Hmm.
what was that, how you framed it, how you, as you were telling ki according to that, like what all subjects you are really interested into, you made your resume according to that for particular
Absolutely.
company.
Hmm.
So can you tell
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, so whatever, that is one thing that you should always keep in mind if you're going for an offline interview. Whatever you absolutely know that this is something I know everything about it. That is the thing that you put into your resume. You don't fill your resume. Even if it's empty, it's fine. But at least just keep whatever you know in it so that whenever he questions about it, whenever they question about it, you should know everything about it. You should be able to explain it. So even if your resume looks a little like spacey or something, it's fine. It doesn't matter. You should just keep whatever you know in it. So that is the most important part. And according to the subjects, I feel like, and because this guy made it a point to tell me that I did not use my superset resume for when I went there, because that has not happened to me before. I had given several interviews before that, but I did not take my superset resume anywhere, and they don't ask you to. But this guy made it a point to tell me that you are not using your superset
Okay.
resume. Why? So I feel like whenever you're going for core companies, superset resume is very necessary. So yeah.
One second, Meghna. Just to inform you all, like Superset is a portal on which the company lists for SRM, and through that only we get registered for a company. So
Yeah. So that is very important, and you should keep that superset resume very neutral. And whatever you've done, you should put it there, and it should all be very visible. And that is it. You have to make your resume according to whatever you know. That's it. Don't fill it up with unnecessary stuff. He will just make a point to just point everything out and question you on it. It will not look good. That will not be fine. Yeah.
in short, what all you know, put that only. No need to like unnecessary stuff. Ki okay, I have done 10 projects and all. No need of that. Only one project, but you should be thorough with it, right? Okay. Any other tips rather than the resume part? Ki if you would have got earlier, you would have done much better, or anything else can happen related
Okay.
to that.
Another thing was that I focused more on communication, which I should not have done really, because embedded systems was the job. Honestly, they had not given a proper job description, but according to the test, I should have did more. So I should have been prepared to make the question about microprocessors and microcontrollers more, because that was mainly the job role. So you should always study according to your job role, and even though it's a core job, you should be prepared that okay, whatever I know doesn't really need to be asked there. So you should be very prepared with every basics of the
Correct.
subjects. Should be ready to be asked the basics.
Correct. So I hope with this we come to an end of the video. Everything related to the placement procedure, the eligibility criteria, everything is now discussed out. And let me tell you, if you have any queries related to the placement of how she cracked, I will be giving the LinkedIn profile of Meghna. You can surely follow her over that, and she will be more than happy to help you all. And with this, I would like to end the video. First, again, thanks a lot, Meghna, for coming on the channel
Thank you.
and sharing your experience. It means a lot. And if you have any query related to the placement part or any other stuff, you can directly comment in the comment section, or you can connect us over our Telegram or Instagram pages. And thank you guys, and take care.